Hey up everyone, Magpie Gaming here, I hope you're all doing well. So recently Battlestate Games applied a ping limit to the servers for Escape from Tarkov. This is a 250 millisecond ping limit, so if you go over that, I think you're given a couple of seconds grace and then you are kicked from your game. Seems a little bit harsh, and they do say that this limit is going to be lowered over time according to user feedback as far as I'm aware. So this was applied last Friday, which was the 3rd of April. And I haven't come across it because I, like many other people, have got a pretty decent connection. But there are people out there that are going to fall foul of this. One of the guys that I do a lot of gaming with, he has a really crap connection at the moment due to moving house, and his connection isn't great and he's fallen foul of it already whilst we've been gaming together. Basically what happens is you are given just a couple of seconds grace to lower your ping and then it kicks you from the instance. Now you are able to log straight back in and continue gaming if your character hasn't been killed in the meantime because you're stuck walking on the spot in the middle of a field on shoreline, for instance. But it is pretty harsh, and Battlestate haven't really given us a reason as to why they've put this on the game, but there's two reasons that I think it has been applied that they're not really wanting to go into. One of these is towards the back end of last year, there was a YouTuber who I won't name, but he did some investigating into ping abuse. Now basically what people were doing was they were joining servers which were geographically very far away from them so that they would join with a heightened ping. This would then give them a time advantage over their enemies. Now the YouTuber who did this particular video showed that in certain cases a person who had a higher ping than the rest of the people gaming on that server could gain up to a whole second time advantage over other people on that server. Now a second doesn't sound quite a lot, but when it's a hardcore FPS game that relies on timing, then a second is a long time. Once this video released, everybody started looking at a lot of the streamers out there. They would look at streamers that would use graphics to hide at the top right corner of their screen. This is obviously where your upper ping limit is displayed, and a lot of streamers were called out. You know, you think these streamers look really good, but in fact they were just ping hacking. So this made a lot of people question their favourite streamers, where they're using this ping hacking, was that why they were so good, etc, etc. A lot of streamers were called out about it, but with anything with Escape from Tarkov, it kind of died down a little bit and it went away. Some streamers explained it like this, that because of their geographical locations and the fact that they gamed at certain times of the day meant that they had to go over to other servers to find populated servers, which meant that they would have to game in different regions, etc. You know, as long as they explain that, me personally, I don't mind what they do, you know. But if they're doing it and they're trying to be sly about it by putting a graphic over the ping and everything, then it is a little bit, you know, it's a little bit sketchy, but there you go. So I think in one way this upper ping limit has been added to try and combat that a little bit. In turn, it makes it a fairer gaming environment for everybody that's, you know, gaming on a server that is local to them, you know, is connecting at a decent speed. They're not got this one or two people on that are going to have maybe up to a second advantage over them when they're in a gunfight. So I think that's maybe one reason why it's being done. Another reason is probably to try and combat people from other countries that are hacking and are connecting to servers that are geographically far away because they need to farm certain items and they're just going to the places that are populated. And you know, that might be a bit of a far out one there. They could probably just connect to servers that are local to them. It wouldn't really matter. But there is a big issue with hacking in the game recently. We've had a massive ban wave that came in. Usually we get names with these. We didn't get names this time though, but Battlestate did announce that a ban wave had happened and that they had detected certain amounts of software that were being used, and these was removed as well. And quite recently in lobbies we've been seeing a lot of random names. You know, they're not proper people that are gaming. They'll just be letters and numbers that maybe change by one digit at the end. Sometimes there'll be a lot of these there, and I think a lot of these are these sites that are selling in-game items for real world cash, and these are the kind of things that they're using to deliver these items off to other people. The only way you can pick up in-game items off somebody else is to go into the same raid, and I believe that a lot of these accounts are linked to that kind of activity. So I think this ping limit might have been brought in to try and quell that a little bit, because the vast majority of these, and some people might say you're racist when I say this, but I don't think I am, come from China. The vast majority of hacking comes from China, and obviously the Western market goes and buys from them, and then they have to go to their servers, connects to them. So it could be a way of basically introducing a soft region lock. A region lock is something that some people have called for in this game. I would advise caution against that because you have a lot of people around the world that like to game with people a lot, that are in different places in the world. So if you was to region lock, it would limit what, content YouTubers can make, who streamers can go up against and game with. So I would advise against that, but I mean, it's up to Battlestate at the end of the day what they want to do with that. But I think it might just be a way of introducing a soft one so that they can try and combat certain things that are happening. I myself recently have had one of these websites approach me asking to place adverts into my videos. They were offering me up to $100 per video to insert an ad at the start of the video promoting their website. I'm not going to name who they are because I'm not going to give them any advertisement whatsoever, just so that it is known I am not interested in what they're peddling. I'm not interested in that whatsoever. I don't agree with paying real world cash for in-game items unless it is done by the company that make the game. It's purely against their terms and conditions, so it's not something that I would advise doing, certainly not something that I would do myself. But yeah, they approached me, I completely ignored them. They tweeted me, they have emailed me twice up to now, and it was quite telling that when they tweeted me, roughly around half an hour later, a YouTuber that I follow tweeted to say that he'd been approached, lots of other people had been approached, so it looks like they'd just sent out massive amounts of emails to YouTubers asking to be included. I'm not interested, I'm not going to get into it, but I think that these names in the lobbies could be the way that they're delivering off a lot of these items. So maybe this upper ping limit is just a way to combat that, I'm not too sure. Now, as a little bit of advice, if you are starting to fall foul of this upper ping limit, going through the BSG Escape from Tarkov launcher, it should by default pick the best server for you. It will be on an auto for your region, so mine is on auto Europe. It might not necessarily pick the server that is closest to your location though. So for me, for instance, there's London, there's a couple of other European servers. It may connect me to one of the other European servers, where if at the time of it pinging London it wasn't the highest one, it'll move me onto another one, but London would always be the fastest connection for me. So if you are suffering a little bit, look at the server options. It will automatically ping the servers and pick the lowest one on the screen for you, so choose that one. So for instance, me, I would pick London all the time, so it could be worth not trying the auto option just to see if that helps you. Other than that, I really don't have any other way to help people that might be falling foul of this other than maybe to try and get your connection improved if that is possible. Obviously there's going to be people out there that can't improve it, which I do feel sorry for you guys. You might struggle to game on certain regions. It could be that you're in America and you like to game with people in the EU, you might struggle a little bit with that, or with people in Asia, might not always be so easy to game with them. As I say, you can rejoin the instance as long as you've got your ping below the limit, but getting kicked multiple times in a raid isn't really going to be fun for anybody. So let me know in the comment section down below what you feel about this. This is now actively running on the servers. There wasn't an update to download for this, it was simply a server side update. It was just a flick of a switch I think for them and it was applied. So let me know what your thoughts and feelings as on it down below. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Stay safe and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.